I'm back with another collab video in the Dynamic Duo series, and this time it's with my friend DW over at Dub's Beauty Diary. I really love watching Dub's channel because she's an amazing project planner, super motivating person to be able to stay focused on your no buy, low buy goals. She is someone that really is anti-influencer, and I so appreciate that about her. She's also super inspiring to me because she is very colorful and bold in her looks. And over the past year or two that I've been following Dub over on Instagram and here on YouTube, I've really come to be more inspired to embolden myself with more colorful looks. And I've dabbled into some color here and there. So Dub's joining me today as we are going to collab and create a look using this duo of eyeshadow palettes, the Too Faced Appley in Love and the Cosmos from ABH. These two palettes are palettes that we had in common, and so how the game works is I picked 5 shades from these two palettes for her to use in a look, and she picked 5 shades for me to use. And in true DW style, she picked some really awesome colors, a really challenging and I think inspiring color combination, especially with one of these colors that you're going to see. I'm still not exactly sure how I'm going to use that color. I kind of played around with it a little bit last night, just coming up with some ideas of how it could layer and mix the things. And I do not want to play the safe route because the goal of this whole collab series is for me to stretch myself. So let's dive into the color story that Dub picked for me, and we're going to talk through how I might use these colors. From ABH Cosmos, she picked 2 shimmers. The first one is Orion, the pink kind of gold glitter shade, and then Quasar, which is sort of like goldy, silver, greeny, pinky. It has a lot of really amazing shift in it. And something that if you don't own this palette but you're thinking about owning this palette, something that you need to know, well, a few things you need to know, is these shimmers are very soft. It looks like I have used the heck out of Super Cluster, but it really is just because I have dropped this palette a few times and it's broken. So here are the 2 swatches. Let's see, Orion is the pink glitter shade, and Quasar, there's that green gold kind of shift. But then when you swatch it, it's like very multi-chrome. You can see some pink, and it looks green and gold and blue. It's very multi-dimensional. So another thing that you need to know about this palette, if you are thinking about getting it, or if you own it and you don't know this, if you take any of the shimmers in this palette and layer them on top of any of these darker colors, you are going to have the most transformational experience that you could have. And that was kind of my goal in the colors that I selected for DW. They don't in and of themselves look all of that exciting, but I gave her my little tip of, hey, you know, just a little tip you might want to if you layer these things, it's going to be a lot different. So when I was trying to plan out my look, I was thinking which colors that she picked from Appley in Love can I layer these things on, because she really picked out a very lovely pink and green color story for me. So from Appley in Love, she picked Core Values, which is a matte sort of like light mauve pink color. She picked Pick Me, the kind of satin green color, very vibrant. That's the one that I'm still not exactly sure how I'm going to use it. I don't want to go the safe route and use it as a liner, so that's kind of in my mind, how am I going to use it? And then the last shade she picked is So Snackable, which is this purple burgundy kind of color, and it kind of matches my fingernails actually, which are sad. the painting on the Miss Sad. So here is the complete color story for my collab with DW. And I have kind of like a little bit of an idea based off of how I did everything last night. I didn't put it on my eyes, but I just kind of like swatched it all on top of each other and blended things using my fingers. So I am, sorry, I'm trying to get all that off. So I have a little bit of an idea, but the green is the one that I'm like, okay, we're not gonna go safe. The whole point of this thing is that we are growing and stretching and learning. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to do, that I know that I want to do, is take Core Values, which is from Appley and Love, and it's that kind of like dusty rose mauvey pink shade. And these shadows, the mattes in this palette are really powdery compared to my Sweet Peach palette. And see, this is a really super pigmented color. It's something that I know that I'm going to be able to like blend, even though I don't have like a lighter shade that I'm using in this color story. I'm going to be able to like blend it up higher to kind of create the gradient from my crease to have a little bit darker, blending it up to have a little bit lighter. And just so you guys know, what I found really helpful on the last video that I did, which I will link below, it was my first Dynamic Duos collab with Andy over at Makeup in the Mundane, and we used Yucca from Natasha Denona and Mandalorian the Child from ColourPop, so both of our looks were green. What I decided I thought would be helpful is to do one eye, like one whole eye, and then I'll do the other one like off camera. So that's my goal on that. Okay, so I'm gonna take just a little bit more Core Values and kind of deepen the inner part up a little bit, because here's what I think I'm gonna do. I hope it turns out okay. I think what I'm going to do is take Pick Me, the green color, and So Snackable, the darker color, and put both of those on my lid, and I'm gonna top them with the glitter colors from Cosmos. Okay, so here we go. Last night when I was experimenting with this color story and how was I going to use all of the shades, one thing that I noticed was that whenever you blend this green color in with this pink color, it kind of turns into a similar color to So Snackable. So that I think that that's going to kind of be what I do. We'll see. Someone must be here. The dogs are barking. Okay. So that's definitely not the safe route for me. No, no, no. I'm going to flip that brush over and go into So Snackable, which is the darkest shade in my color story. And I'm just going to try to layer it up into my crease and kind of blend it in a little bit with this green that I have. Don't want to take away from either color. You know, I want there to be So Snackable really obvious in there. I'm gonna pull you in a little closer. So yeah, I'm wanting So Snackable to be obvious in there. And this is the eye that I have where there's always like a little gap, and I have to work really, really hard to get something to go in there. And then, so I think I have that So Snackable kind of like how I want it, like depth wise. So now I'm gonna flip the brush back over and go into Pick Me again, and just try to like relayer that up and just kind of like continue to feather them in together. And then I think just making sure that the pink on core values is evident, and to also blend those very different colors together up into the crease. Okay, so that's that. Oh my goodness. I am gonna try to clean up this little area right here with a brow bone highlighting pencil. That's something I've been trying to do a lot more lately. So overall, I think I'm kind of happy with that. Now we're gonna put on the pops of colors. So we have Orion, which is the pink, and Quasar, which is the gold greeny shade. And I think what I discovered last night was that Quasar looked really best and like stood out more against So Snackable. I was hoping that with the green in it, that it would really mesh well with the green of Pick Me, but it didn't. So what I'm gonna do is just lightly tap, excuse me. I have asthma and I have to take an inhaler every day, and when I do, then all the junk in my chest starts getting all loosened up, and then all that happens. So see how that kind of like totally transformed that shimmer shade, and it looks blue and pink now, and not so much gold and green. So lightly tapping that over. I'm going to clean my finger off, let it dry, and then I'm going to go into the pink shimmer shade, which is Orion. And it doesn't have a lot of glitter reflect, so I'm not sure exactly like how it's going to go over the green. I'm very lightly tapping it because I really don't want to like cover up the base of those colors. You know, like I don't want to cover up the green. I just want to sort of like highlight the green. And it's hard to see on the camera, but when I'm looking at it in real life and kind of like using the light from the window over here, I can see a little bit of the green, like just the right amount of green. So that is exactly what I wanted. Now, what I want to do is, I do want to continue. So now I'm thinking I want to continue to play with this Pick Me green shade. And I don't want to like darken my under eye too much. I'll clean it all up in a minute, just because I do have a lot of darkness under my eyes already. So I want to like add that green under my lash line, add a little bit of So Snackable right here, kind of out to the edge, just to kind of like barely deepen it up a little bit, and connect it so that it seemingly makes sense. I hope anyway, that's the goal. All right, so now let's clean everything up a little bit. Oh, my daughter used all of my makeup really prior to me filming this video, so certain things are dirty. What I'm gonna do is take this Ulta brow highlighting pencil and just kind of clean up my like inner rim. I like to put it a little bit right here and kind of connect it in there, and then we're gonna just use it to kind of like define that and kind of just clean things up a little bit overall. You know, I just don't want it to be like too smoky. Whereas the green look that I did with Andy was very smoky, and I intended it to be that way. This one, I don't really want it to be smoky as much as just very dimensional. Okay, what I'm going to do next is put on my mascara, because I think that's really going to help me to be able to see what else I might need to do. And I'm thinking I might put Quasar in my inner corner. So let's put on some mascara. There is that, with just one eye done. I think I'm going to give my mascara a little bit of chance to dry, and I'm going to do my other eye. And then I am going to pop a little bit of shadow on my inner corner, just so we can kind of continue to add to that galactic, multi-dimensional look that we have going on. So here is my finished look, and I just finished both eyes off with mascara, and then I threw on kind of a mauve-y pink kind of lip, and this is my finished look. I think that the green liner at the bottom really helps pay homage to the heart of this collab that I'm doing with DW and all the other creators that wanted to kind of join in with me. It's something that I felt was a little safe, but I went out of my comfort zone with that color as well. So it's a little bit of me, and it's a little bit of a stretch too. So if you have either one of these two palettes, let me know in the comments which shades would you have paired together, which ones would you have picked for me. And if you are over from DW's channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoyed both of our looks. And if you are a creator that would love to join the Dynamic Duos collab with me, I would love for you to let me know in the comments. I have about 18 eyeshadow palettes, so not a whole lot, and we don't have to have the same ones in common. We could just pick and, we'll work out the details. So let me know if you would love to join me. I'll see you in another video. Bye.